Hi, I'm Richard, and recently I went on Britain's Got Talent, and a lot of people have been asking me questions about what it was like. So today I'm going to be answering the top questions that people have asked me, and I'm going to tell you the absolute truth, okay? Question 1. Why did you go on Britain's Got Talent? Yeah, that's a good question. It was late 2023 and my songs were starting to do pretty well. And I noticed in the comments of my videos that people were suggesting that I go on Britain's Got Talent. I didn't think a lot of it at first, but then later on people started sending me private messages suggesting the same too. And to be honest, I kind of thought the show was more for pop singers and dancers and things like that. But then I took a closer look and I saw that there were other people who went on it that did kind of more fun stuff like what I do, particularly Vigo Venn, who was on the year before and he won it. And I thought, okay, I'm ready for this, let's give it a go. Question 2. Were you excited or were you nervous? I don't really get nervous performing in public. I guess it's because I've been doing it so long, like from when I was a kid, and also as a stand-up comedian. So I wasn't nervous about doing the show, but I was pretty worried on the day because I had a really bad throat infection, probably the worst I've ever had. It was horrible, I could hardly even talk. I thought I was going to have to cancel and not do the show, but I thought I've come such a long way, I really should give this a go. And in the video, you'll see that my eyes are watering a bit and I've got quite a husky voice. But yeah, I gave it my best and I'm pleased that I did. Question 3. Why can you go on it? You're not even British. And I understand why people ask this question. I mean, I was born in New Zealand and I live in Australia. But for many years, I actually did live in the UK, and it's where I did a lot of my musical stand-up comedy. Also, some of my family were originally from the UK, so I was able to get a UK passport. So although I don't live in the UK at the moment, I am actually British and a New Zealander and live in Australia. Also, you'll notice that Britain's Got Talent get quite a few people from overseas, like this. Question 4. What was it like backstage and before the show? The backstage area was really nice. The production staff looked after us really well. It was quite a long day. There's lots of interviews and lots of video bits that go on. Got to meet a lot of other people who were performing on the day too, like these ones. And it was such a nice variety seeing all the different things that people did, and really cool seeing how excited they were when they came back from their performance. Question 5. Is the show rigged? A lot of people asked me this. They asked me if the show was rigged and it was all pre-prepared and planned. But no, I saw no evidence of this at all. So for me, that's
It's really wanted me to become up.
The first time the judges see you is when you're out on stage and they have no information about you beforehand. It was really fun. When I walked out on stage, people got all excited and one of them said, "Hey, it's Richard!" and everyone started cheering. That was a really big surprise. But in the initial chat that I had with the judges, it was clear that they didn't know who I was. So I think if the show was rigged, they might have told the judges that I have quite a big social media following and maybe to be extra nice to me. And the judges did vote me through, but I didn't actually get selected for the live semi-finals round. And I think that if the show was rigged, maybe they might have let me through anyway to get some publicity from my social media. So yeah, the answer is no. I think the show is not rigged. Question 6. Did you meet the judges and what were they like? Yeah, this kind of follows on from the question about whether the show is rigged. So no, the performers don't actually meet the judges. We don't meet them before we go on or afterwards. The only time we see them is when we were on stage. And that kind of makes sense because if we did meet them, maybe it would give them a bit of a bias, which wouldn't be fair. I did meet Ant and Dec though, and they were really nice. They had a recorder with them and we had a bit of a chat about it. And when I finished performing, Dec came out with his recorder and we danced off stage playing a tune together. Question 7. Who was your favourite judge? My favourite judge was Amanda Holden. So on the day when I started performing, it wasn't that long and Simon Cowell actually did a red X, which means he voted me off. And I didn't notice at the time because the audience reaction was so loud, I just didn't hear it. But looking back at the footage, I could see that when Simon did the X, Amanda told him off. And also afterwards, when the judges were commenting, she was the nicest to me. Amanda said,
"Nobody puts the recorder in the corner."
I also do have some respect for Simon as well, because although he did vote me off, once he heard the audience reaction to me afterwards, he read the room and changed his vote to a yes.
They like you, so I'm actually going to change my X to a yes.
Question 8. Did you have jet lag from flying from Australia? Yeah, it is a really long flight from Australia to the UK. You can't really go much further. But no, I didn't have jet lag on the day of the performance because I actually arrived in the UK a couple of weeks earlier. And while I was there, I spent time catching up with people, going to places that I miss going to, performed at a couple of stand-up comedy clubs, and also I put on my own concert in London. That was a really fun time, meeting fans from the UK. Question 9. Was your performance edited? Yes, it was edited. I think all of them are a little. The performance I did on the day was about 3 minutes long, and the talks with the judges before and after are about 2 minutes or so each. And you'll notice that on YouTube, the video that they showed is exactly the same as what they showed on TV, but the shorter videos, like on TikTok, are even cut down a bit more. On the performance I did on the day, I did 2 verses of Recorder in the Corner, and then the extra bit that I did when I talked to the judges, and then I went back on stage and did a third verse, which was specifically written for Britain's Got Talent. Then a big build up at the end with "My name is Richard and I'm sitting in the corner, my name is..." Lots and lots of times with the audience all chanting along. It might have been nice for them to show a bit more than they did, but I think the cut they did was actually very funny because it made it look like I was getting angry at Simon when he did the buzzer, and then I went down to do a verse about him to get vengeance.
And also there is Simon too.
Question 10. How do you feel about your performance? Looking back at it, I am happy with my performance. It was just such a surprise going out there and everybody cheering, and also them chanting my name as I walked off and singing my song. I really honestly didn't expect such a positive reaction. Do I wish that I didn't have a throat infection? Yeah, I would have been able to sing it better and perform better, but that's okay. I'm pleased with how it went anyway. And as well as the audience being so nice on the day, I got like literally thousands of messages afterwards from people on social media. And here's a fun thing, particularly on TikTok, the video of my performance got lots and lots of views. Like as of today, it was about 7.6 million, which is the highest of any of the performances of this season, and the 16th highest ever of any of them on the Britain's Got Talent TikTok. Yeah, really surprised by that. And the comments on the video were just overwhelmingly positive. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks to everyone who was there. Thanks to everyone who watched the TV show, looked at the social media videos, commented, sent me lovely messages. And thanks to the people involved in the show. You did really well. Yeah, it was a lot of fun and totally worth it. What's next for me? Got some really fun projects coming up, all really exciting. So yeah, keep watching and I'll see you next time.